Chismosas, as everybody knows by now, last night was the Met Gala, and of course, I did what I do best. I put on my sweats, I turned on the TV, and I judged everybody's outfits, even though I look like a burglar right now. Now, I know a lot of my chismosas missed the live stream last night, so don't worry, I'm going to do a little recap right here in this video, and I'm going to tell you guys what the theme was, and some of my favorite dressed, and some of the people that I feel like kind of missed the mark. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, before we get into the recap, I want everybody to understand what the theme was. It was borrowed from the English writer J.G. Ballard's 1962 short story of the same name. The Met Gala's 2024 Garden of Time theme worked in conjunction with the Costume Institute's spring exhibition, Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion. Now, there were so many people that looked absolutely amazing at the Met Gala that I can't even begin to cover every single one of them, but I'm going to give you some of my standouts and then we'll go to the ones I feel like could have worked a little bit harder to hit the theme. Now, right off the bat, we're going to start with Kendall Jenner, and I feel like she was probably the best dressed in my opinion for the women. I feel like the dress looked amazing. She really hit the mark with the theme. And if you're wondering who the designer was, it was Givenchy by Alexander McQueen, and it's an archive look from 1999, and I feel like she killed it. Now, another artist that I felt really killed it was Tyla. This absolutely floored me. It's supposed to mimic the sands of time, and it was contoured to her body. She was holding the little hourglass, and I feel like she looked chef's kisses. Now, of course, I would be completely remiss if I didn't talk about Shakira, because she looked absolutely amazing, and it was her debut at the Met Gala, and she killed it in Carolina Herrera. But if you guys want to know more about her outfit, I'm gonna have a separate video where we'll break down everything about that night and Shakira. Now, I know everybody was expecting this one, and rightfully so, because Carolina looked so freaking good. I mean, the outfit looked very on theme. She even had some fake ears, like she kind of looked like elf vibes, and she killed it. 10 out of 10. Now, Zendaya had two outfits, and this was probably my favorite of the night. I feel like she looked so freaking good, and apparently she hadn't been a part of the Met Gala in many years, so she had to show up in a big way, and that's exactly what she did. Now, for the guys, I didn't have a ton of standouts, but of course, Bad Bunny looked amazing, and I feel like he was probably the best dressed out of all the guys and the most on theme. I feel like I saw a bunch of interviews of guys that were at the Met Gala, and they're like, you know what, I didn't really do anything. I just literally wear a tuxedo to every Met Gala, and I don't really try very hard. And I was like, why? Now, there are a lot of intricacies to his outfit that I just completely loved, from the sunglasses to the shoes, but I will talk about this more in depth in a separate video that I'll do next, so stay tuned for that. Another guy that I felt was a standout to me and was very on theme was Barry Keoghan. He did this like old-timey vibe, but I feel like it really worked. He had a top hat, and it goes with the Garden of Time theme, so I felt like it was kind of a little over the top, but still really cool. Now, another guy that I felt looked spectacular and very dressed to the nines and very on theme was Jeff Goldblum. I had no idea that I was gonna fall in love with this outfit, but it was simple yet very classic, and it felt very on theme. So sunglasses, you can see in his pocket, he has little spectacles and little flowers, and he had the gloves, and I felt like it was so freaking good. He's definitely, to me, one of the best dressed of the guys, because I feel like he actually elevated the tuxedo look. Now, there's a ton more that I wish I could mention, but this video is getting very long already. But let's get into the people that I feel like could have tried a little bit harder and could have been a little bit more on theme. Doesn't mean I didn't like their outfit, I just felt like it wasn't very on theme for the Met Gala. Right off the bat, this has to be one of the ones that I disliked the most. Like, Doja, you could have done so many things, and you always go overboard. Like, she dressed like a cat last year. This is what I was looking for, but instead I got a long t-shirt that looks like you dunked yourself into a pool and then came out and just were like, hey, you know, I don't know, guys. I wasn't feeling it. Now, another person that I would hate to mention, but I had to put on this list, even though I love him, was Rauw Alejandro. Like, what was this? Like, I don't know. I feel like he could have done a lot more things, and I liked the idea of it, but I didn't feel like it really hit the mark where it was supposed to. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the flower and everything on his outfit in a separate video that I'm doing, but I just didn't feel it. Now, on the same note of looked great, but what was this theme thing going on, was Camila Cabello. I thought she looked stunning, absolutely stunning, and she had this like clutch that had a flower, and it was like a block of ice that was kind of cool, but still I just felt like she looked good, but the dress was very basic and she could have done a little bit more. Now this one, it also really pained me to say, I love Rosalia. You know I love her. She looks stunning. She's gorgeous. But what, like, I felt like she just went too basic. You know, she would have looked good in anything. You could put this woman in a potato sack and she would look amazing, but it was just like underwhelming. Also, why was Kim Kardashian wearing this random cardigan? Like, her dress was kind of cool, and then she was wearing a cardigan the whole night and holding it around. I don't know if it was like a mishap with a wardrobe or what, but I just wasn't feeling that. But anyway, chismosas, there's a lot more that I want to talk about, a lot of things that happened in the after party, but I'll make some separate videos on that. But in the meantime, I'm very curious to know who your favorite was from the Met Gala, who your least favorite was, and who you wish I would have mentioned in this video. Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.